Tonight, an accusation so terrible, it's earning one woman the title Worst Mother of the Year. A wife and mother of 6 is accused of entering her dying son's hospital room, unplugging his IV, stealing his sedatives, filling up 2 syringes with the drugs meant for him, and then shooting herself up with those drugs instead. Doctors say they found 42-year-old Karen Remsing passed out on the couch in her son's hospital room. Cops say after she siphoned the drugs, Remsing then tried to reattach her son's IV, but did it wrong, creating an air bubble that could have killed him. The 15-year-old boy is terminally ill, and cops say his mother stole the sedatives meant to help him through surgery so she could get high. Karen Remsing told cops she is a recovering drug addict and that she'd been up for 42 hours and just wanted to sleep. Well, let's see, how else might we have handled that situation? How about asking the nurse for a sleeping pill, perhaps? If she was that desperate to sleep? Call me, 1-877-JVM says. Straight out to my fantastic expert panel. We begin with Howard Samuels, addiction specialist and founder of the Hills Treatment Center. Howard, the sedatives intended for the patient were midazolam, which I think is also known as Versed. You correct me, you're the drug expert. What would the appeal of these drugs be for an addict?
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, what a horrific example of addiction, Jane. I mean, this drug just puts you to sleep. I mean, but for her to do this to her own son, I mean, defines addiction in its purest form. An addict doesn't care about anything or anyone. Will steal, will hurt, will do anything to get their fix. And what a horrific example of addiction.
Now, Karen Remsing told police she is a recovering addict who was 2 years sober. So what's she saying, that she fell off the wagon while visiting her son who had an IV full of sedatives? And you can't judge everybody in recovery and say, well, you're in recovery, you should have no access to your children. You know, a lot of people, millions of people, would not have access to their children. I mean, it's a dilemma. I'll give Howard Samuels the last answer on this.
Well, it is a dilemma, and when somebody has kids, though, there has to be really strict monitoring because the kids are the most important. So especially with mothers with children, there has to be UAs, urinalysis, there has to be testing, there has to be observed visits. It has to be really designed to protect the children. That is the most important thing.
This is such a sad case. And
Definitely.
I pray that terminally ill boy, I hope he doesn't hear about this, because that would really break his heart.
Oh,
we have to protect the children first, Jane. That's the most important thing. That has to be balanced in the interests of justice.
Panel, thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Jane.
She's very important. But